Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
That's Hannah Montana.
And that's Miley Stewart.
And it is another splendid day here at camp.
Is it though? Is it? It's still cloudy. I am so sick of this cloudy weather. And it's like, who cares? If you're watching this in the future, you don't care, but I care because I need the sun. It's literally summertime. I'm sick of this.
I think the sunshine are the friends that you meet along the way.
That's not true. I need vitamin C.
No, it's honestly, we really do.
Not me being inspired by our own ads that I got tropical smoothie yesterday.
No, you did. And then we got another thing and I emailed them. I was like, ironically, at Tropical Smoothie right now.
I've been eating so bad that my body was craving fruits and vegetables. And I said, fine, on one condition, if it's from a chain restaurant.
Yeah, but you love it.
I love a smoothie. I do.
Me
I just need
too.
another vegetable. And I was like telling Jonathan there was kale in mine. And he was like, there's not kale in it. But Jonathan got the island green smoothie and I got the detox island green. So yours wasn't as healthy as mine. Yours was more of a sweet treat.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed it and I still got all my vitamins and I'm like nutrient rich. This isn't an ad. I don't even think they're sponsoring this episode, but this is not an ad placement.
It's fine. I just like
living,
need it a little
laughing, loving.
smooth.
Yeah.
And I want to just start off today's episode by complimenting your outfit. It is absurd, but the color scheme is together.
Thank you so much.
You're
What
wearing
do you
a
like
Chuck
about
E.
it?
Cheese shirt. It's got the cheese master on it himself.
So that's Charles Entertainment Cheese.
And it says Jonathan on it. And I asked you if you made that shirt or you bought it. And you didn't answer me. I asked him that question across the dining room table as we're writing the show. I go, did you make that or did you buy it? Dead silent. Okay. I said, okay, I'll just go fuck myself.
No, hey, I have many issues and that is definitely one of them where I'll like talk to myself in my head because I was really trying to figure it out. I was like, wait, did I make it? And it's a simple answer. Like, I'm not a seamstress. I'm not a tailor. I am a Swiftie though. But the obvious answer is no, but I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. Listen, it was early and that was my brain teaser. What was it? My twisted teaser. What do you call that?
The mind bender?
The mind bender. A simple question. It's such a complex reaction.
Did you guys, when you were going to school in the morning as kids and your mom or dad was listening to the radio and your local radio station would do like this, like what they're like mine was called the mind bender and it was just a riddle and people would call in and answer and every single day on the way to school, there'd be the mind bender. And every single day I played, and every single day I didn't get it.
Oh my God,
I was
wait,
8
we
years
should-
old, and it was like a science question, and I'm like racking my brain on physics, and I'm like, I don't even know what that word meant. It was like Celsius.
Celsius. No American gets Celsius unless it's an energy drink. What if we do like a mind bender?
Don't add another thing to our list. I will literally scream right now.
No, maybe I'll do some scooping around if I can like remember.
You know what's funny about the metric system? So much.
It better be hilarious.
Well, no, it's more of like funny as in like, haha, clever observation, not like you're not going to laugh out loud, but it will be a mind bender.
Okay.
Okay, so listen to this. I was watching a TikTok this week, and this guy was like, oh, I'm running out my depression. And he was like, I'm going to go on a run and like clear my head and clear my depression, which I do believe in the act of physical movement does release endorphins. That's not a mind bender. I just genuinely think that's a fact. Like if you go on a walk for a while, like I think you will feel better.
It makes me cry sometimes.
So, on this run, I thought it was funny that we as Americans have like, we really shit on like the metric system and all that. Like, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Like anything that is just, we don't.
Meters.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. The only time Americans use meters is during running because it makes it seem like their distance is longer. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, you never see Americans say meter unless they're talking about running because they want it to seem like they went longer. They're like, oh, I did a 5K. I'm like, oh, so you did 3 miles? But they'll say 5 because 5 is bigger than 3, which makes their run seem longer. We don't ever do it any other time, do we?
That's very.
Is
that true?
Well, would you ever? I feel like when you see like a marathon, well, I guess a marathon is 26.2, but it's always this like 10K. This guy was like, oh, I ran 10K. And I was like, okay, so you ran 6 miles. Either way, I can't do either. Right?
Yeah, but 10K like does sound
It's
impressive.
now we're
It
double
sounds
digits.
lush. Maybe
Isn't that crazy?
Maybe because running was invented in England. I don't know.
Well,
Could be.
that's just what I wanted to just bring. I wanted to just bring that to the conversation pit.
Well, thank you for bringing that to the forefront. I think things would be easier if we kind of just, didn't measure everything by a foot.
I can't learn something new. And that's where I'm at in my life.
It's
Like,
ingrained in us.
as much as I do believe the world should be on the same like wavelength with measurements, at this point, I'm not willing to change.
No. But I would like to add the letter U to the word colors.
You've been adding you to a lot of words when you text me. I'm like, can you stop? What are you doing?
I'm just feeling my oats, my
You-
like heritage. I don't know. What do we want to talk about today? More Facebook Marketplace tea?
Well, it's just gonna keep happening because we're buying so much. Well, okay, this is actually interesting. Not that last week wasn't, but this is weird. Okay,
What?
what happened when we bought that bureau?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, not us
I thought you were talking about
unlocking.
yesterday. Yeah.
We're unlocking some sort of weird romantic lore. This almost feels like a trail mix because it's like kind of like a mystery. So let me just get into it. I bought a bureau. Oh no, you found this bureau off Facebook Marketplace. There was a picture in the photo dump last week. Whatever. But we have a friend coming to visit from New York. Our friend Josh is flying in today. So I was like, oh Jonathan, we should like clean up that bureau and put it in the guest room. So if he has stuff and he wants to put it in a bureau, he can. And we're like, great. So
That's so considerate of you. Someone's saying for like a weekend and you're like, let's buy a brand new dresser that we need anyway. But it's like, in case he wants to come and like unpack. We're such unpackers. We like to go to a hotel and just like use all the drawers and amenities.
we needed it anyways, but I just figured like let's get it cleaned up and upstairs. Before, like, why would we keep it in the garage?
Right.
So that's not the fun part. I'm cleaning the bureau and I'm pulling the drawers out, and behind the top drawer, actually the second drawer. So in my mind, I think what you found fell from the top drawer into the bottom, because I think when she sold it, she like pulled the drawers out and wiped them down, but she
Right.
didn't pull them out.
Mm-hmm.
An envelope teared open that said Marc, spelt with a C,
MARC.
MARC, and a card from the 90s. Jonathan, explain what the physical card looked like from the outside.
So it was very clearly 90s. It's like a photo of a couple, I would say, canoodling on a beach.
But on like the shore, like
It's
like
a short.
very much like Drunken Love, but if like Jay-Z was on the
Yes.
water, like ground with Beyonce.
Yes.
Like
very
they're
much
on the
that.
water line. I'm like, you're about to get splashed.
It's
You
very
two get up.
very much I know what you did last summer, like the opening scene when they're out by the water. And it's this couple that's like kissing. And what does it say on the front of it? Hold on, I wrote it down. The more I'm with you, ...
And picture this, like, if you're not going to go on YouTube and you're not going to go on the Instagram because you don't care that much, like, picture like a smoky kind of like sunsetty beach image from afar. And there's a couple sprawled out on the beach. And it says, the more I'm with you, ... And on the inside, it said, the more I'm sure life wouldn't be complete without you. And then handwritten under it says, I still love you no matter how you feel. Fatima or Fatima.
No matter how you feel.
I still love you no matter how you feel. To Marc.
This is so complicated. Like it could have said anything, but that few words really just threw a wrench in it. No matter how you feel. What could that mean?
What happened? I texted my mom. I texted my friends. Everybody had the same reaction. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad. Was Fatima the other woman, maybe? It's unrequited. Like there's a love that may not have been returned here.
I like the word unrequited because I don't think that's a word.
It is.
Unrequited?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. So I fell down a rabbit hole, y'all. So I was like, okay, let's figure out what's going on here.
Well, before we say that, how did we figure out where to even start looking?
Well, yeah, because we started putting all the clues together because, y'all, the card was not the only thing we found, okay? So I'm assuming this is Marc's drawer. And that's not who we bought it from on Facebook Marketplace. And I started there. I started with the woman we bought the dresser from. I went through her friends list and I searched all the surnames I could.
Because you bought it on Facebook Marketplace, so you had her Facebook.
I assumed that she may have...
We're being gross.
She may have known who this person was, but there was no record of her being friends with a Marc, spelled with a K or with a C, no Fatima, like none
And she's
of
not
it.
Fatima.
No, she's not. She's not. So the other things we found was a receipt which I feel like is a key part here. It was a receipt from East Providence Cycling Co. It was dated November 29th, 1990. And the purchase was a track jacket, tape, and something I couldn't figure out. Is that a something pack? The total was $75.91. Gotta love those low prices. And then I was like, okay, so this place we got a place, right? So it might not be Massachusetts, it might be Rhode Island. So like, let's look there. I think I found Marc on LinkedIn, not a single picture, and I can't tell if the timeline lines up, but we had the first name and the same town. The other thing that we did find, which was a valid piece of information, was a pack of men's underwear from Sears. It was a size small. So we're on the hunt for someone size small from 1990.
And you have to think about this, you guys. Going through pictures of people online, only a certain kind of man can fit into a size small, tidy whitey. Like for years, I was I'm 5'9", okay? I'm probably 5'8", but my license says 5'9", so we're going with it. I was a natural born medium, you know what I mean? Right now, I'm in my large era. I'm not doing this with you guys. Don't. But a small, that's a petite man. That's a petite Marc.
Do you think maybe he was gay?
What does that have to do with a goddamn thing?
I don't know. Maybe she was just like, he told her that, hey, I think I don't know if I'm into this.
We did find an obituary of a woman named Fatima, and her daughter name was Mary, and her husband's name was Marc.
Are we getting too into it?
No, but listen, and I think sometimes Portuguese, I know, like, I don't know what, like, I can speak for Portuguese women. Like, I know some Portuguese women that go by their middle name because they're technically like a junior.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if her real name was Fatima. And I think we did locate the couple, and I don't think they're together. I think this was the start of a divorce. I think it's gone sour. I think it's sad. I think she gave him that card and he shoved it in a drawer, and then it just happened to kind of like just fall out behind it. And I think we inherited not furniture that's soaked in like
Trauma.
well, it's soaked in trauma, and I can handle that, right? I can't handle a bureau that like someone like there was like a murder.
Oh yeah.
That's not
Well,
okay.
hopefully they wouldn't like shove the body in the drawer. Would never fit.
Do you think the trauma can follow it into our house? What do you
No,
guys
I
think?
don't.
Should we sage it? I'm not saging anything. I don't know about that.
No, we'll just like open the window and blow a fan and put like good intentions on it. I think that'll be enough.
Kiss it with lipstick.
Ew.
Why? We cleaned it.
I'm sorry. I found the things in the drawers because you didn't deep clean it. If you would have deep cleaned it, you would have found it first.
Jonathan, I love you. Your memory is shit. I literally called you. I took the drawers out and I called you and said, "Look at this."
No, I pulled it out of the back drawer. You opened it. This is when
Oh wait, you're right.
after I was putting the drawers back in.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because I honestly, yeah, you're right. You actually are so right, guys. That's crazy.
Okay, but wait. So as I was digging deeper, I was like really in
On
the rabbit
Google?
hole. Yeah, I was just Googling everything I could. So I was like, okay, so it's in the 1990s, and I'm looking up this card. I'm literally looking up the barcode. I'm like, where did they sell this? I need to find these
Where?
people. So it's not where they sold it, but how they sold it. At the bottom of the barcode are the letters PKT5. This card was not sold individually, which means there was more than one card.
Wait, of the same or like just kind of a general theme?
Of the general theme, not the same exact card. So I'm like, what was she up to and why did she have to buy a 5-pack? What was going on between them that more than one card needed to be used?
Yeah, she was like, "It's so bad right now. I might as well save a couple bucks and get a bundle because I'm gonna need more than one to get him back."
Yeah. I don't know, but nobody, you don't buy a bundle of those specific ones.
You buy a bundle for holiday
Yeah.
or your kids like Valentine's Day, like trunk or treat.
Happy trunk or treat.
I don't know. I hate that. I hate that. I just hate trunk or treat.
You sent us the same card 5 years in a row. No, but I don't know. I want to unravel the mystery.
But we don't have time.
But we simply don't have time in the amount of time that I let this consume me. I feel like when I have answers, then I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But if the answers aren't juicy, I would rather just dream about it, you know?
I think we can safely assume that they're no longer together. And that somehow the woman that we purchased that bureau from is related, or maybe she is Fatima.
Do
And
I
maybe
send her a
Fatima was the
message?
friends we met along the way.
This episode is sponsored in part by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game, shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements.
Welcome back to Morning Announcements, campers. Woo-woo! This is the part of the show where we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. Jonathan, what article do you have for us this week?
Okay, so I'm going to read you the title at the end, obviously. We are in Millersburg, Pennsylvania.
Have you been there?
I have never been. It is about 130 miles outside of Philly. It seems pretty Amish, but
Love.
mostly English.
Okay.
So it's mostly non-Amish people, but the Amish, like,
They're
it's like
sprinkled. They're sprinkled.
it's very Lancaster core. There's like smorgasbords galore. The population, 2,000 people and declining.
Was that necessary to the article to say that?
No.
Because
but
how
I'm
did you know
doing
it was declining?
Because that's what it said all over Wikipedia. I had
And
to like figure out where it was. Yeah.
That is just so negative of Wikipedia to say that about anything and declining. Like, it's just unnecessary and it's like salt in the wound.
You don't want to see what they said about the school system, so I'm going to leave that part out. But what I will shed a
The schoolhouse system?
What I will shed a positive light on, this is unrelated to the story, but shout out to Peace of Mind Cafe, which is a coffee shop. They got a lot of backlash last year because they wanted to do a drag show, and like a lot of the people in the town started a petition. And considering how small the town was, more than like 50% of the entire town wanted this whole thing shut down.
Honestly, they are declining.
Yeah, and that's just the people who had access or know how to use the internet. So I'm just gonna put that there. But this cafe like hosted them, and they put like rainbow flags. I don't know if it's run by gay people or if it's just like allyship, but like shout out during Pride Month. Love that. That was last December, so loves that. They are home to the last wooden double stern wheel paddle boat ferry in the United States, which you were just talking about for some reason.
Oh, because Disney World's getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, do you guys, my Disney adults, do you know that ferry that goes to Tom Sawyer Island? Gone, double gone. They're getting rid of both of those and they're putting this Cars Land there. But it's like that classic, like, on the Bayou dinner cruise, I'm gonna play crabs and blackjack, and there's a flapper over there, give me a malt.
Yeah,
And it's got that wooden kind of like paddle,
right.
like cog.
Yeah,
And
whatever it is. I don't
pushes the water, and there's a
steam,
frog with some sort of trombone.
charcoal, maybe. I don't, or yeah, something like that.
You're thinking
Oh
coal.
my.
You're going right to your mind. Your mind frequently goes to minor, and I don't know why.
Ew, that sounded so crazy.
No, because there's two ways to say it, babe. I'm not talking about an underage person. I'm talking about no, because now I'm going to defend myself.
Okay.
Coal miner.
Thank you.
MINER. You freak.
Well, you had the time to say the extra syllable, but
I was in the middle of a scat.
oh my God, look, my our spice labels have been shipped. How exciting. Okay, so this, I have to show you a video of this. I found it on TikTok and I was like aghast.
What kind of body of water is it on?
It's a river. It's a really long river. And I don't know where it's going to. The other town, I'm not really sure.
So yeah, is it like more like ornamental, or is it actually transportation?
No, it's actually a form of transportation. And earlier this month, they just opened it. I guess it's like seasonal or whatever. But it's like a long plank of wood that can fit 2 cars. And I watched them load the cars on. They have to drive off of this dock, and the cars dip in the water.
The tires?
The tires, the muffler, like the bottom quarter of this car.
Just take
and then
the
they load
bridge.
it. They load it onto this, and it.
That cannot be the only way to get a car over there.
I'm sorry.
That cannot be good for the vehicle.
I don't live in this town. No, it can't be good for the vehicle.
It's like flooding the bottom where your feet are in the car. And they're like, it's fine. Take it down the river.
Just crack a window when you park it and we'll be good.
Air it out.
Okay, but that's not the only thing that the cars are going through that's traumatizing, because they have a really bad pothole problem. And that is where our story begins.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's a Pennsylvania thing. I know there's potholes everywhere, but in Pennsylvania specifically, almost everywhere the potholes are ridiculously crazy. you've seen it firsthand. You have seen how it affected like Philly. When I was living there, it was like potholes down an entire street that you can't go faster than 3 miles
And
per
you can't
hour.
dodge them because there's another one right to the right.
And some of them were like hella deep. I'm like,
Yeah.
are we sinking? I don't know. The potholes are bad, and a borough in Dauphin County is launching a new initiative aimed at keeping up with the potholes and road hazards. So they posted on their Facebook announcing the borough's new Fill My Hole initiative.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't. Who approved that?
The same people who voted against drag. I don't know.
Fill My Whole initiative. That is a gay club. Go to the Eagle.
We hear you, Millersburg. Our roads are pretty bad. While our annual budget only allows for limited paving projects, we want to do a better job at keeping up with the potholes. To meet this goal, we've launched an electronic reporting form where residents can easily submit a road hazard. Which is basically like Waze, I guess. Once received, our crew will ensure your hole is filled expeditiously with care. While we have a personal goal of 48 hours to resolve your complaint, please understand that getting started, that time frame may be longer due to volume requests. Some holes may require a little more TLC, but rest assured, you'll be provided with a reason if we're unable to fill it ourselves. To report your road hazard, go to www.millersburgpa.org/streets.
Millersburg, PA, a gentle top among the giants.
They said, pleased with the way our crew handled your hole? We want to hear about it. Use the contact us button on the borough website for other questions, complaints, and more importantly, compliments.
Do you remember when I didn't say coal for coal miner? They didn't say pot for pothole.
No, they just said
fillmyhole.org. You know what
Yeah.
though? What can you say about that?
a lot, but at the same time, not much.
Well,
So that article title was called, it's coming from Local 21 by Alexa Southard. Millersburg launches Fill My Hole initiatives for residents to report potholes.
did you find it on Reddit?
No, I found it on I think I found it on UPI.
I wonder how Reddit is handling that.
Oh, I'm sure that someone's getting merch started, a bumper sticker at least. At least.
I
It was
love
also on
that.
a lot of local, kind of like Fun 107 ass, local radio stations were doing a lot of coverage on it. I was seeing all over TikTok. That's what everybody was talking about. That and the fact that the ferry just opened. Get your car waterproofed. Okay, so that's my story. Fill that hole.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
My article comes from CBS News by Sergio Candido, and the title is Giant 135-year-old Galapagos tortoise Goliath celebrates first Father's Day as new dad at Zoo Miami.
Wow.
So Zoo Miami's oldest animal, a 517-pound Galapagos tortoise named Goliath, is celebrating an extraordinary double milestone this Father's Day, turning 135 years old and becoming a father for the first time.
At 135.
I know.
Okay, the penis still works.
So Goliath's first offspring hatched on June 4th after 128 days of incubation, marking not only his debut as daddy, but also the first time a Galapagos tortoise has ever hatched at Zoo Miami. So the hatchling emerged from a clutch of 8 eggs laid on January 27th. They have to chill for a while. It's a long time for the eggs to be kind of just marinating.
How many months is that? I don't know.
January 27th to June 4th, at least 5.
Well, January to June, yeah.
Yeah, so according to official records, Goliath hatched on Santa Cruz Island in the Galapagos on June 15th, 1890.
Oh, he's a real 90s kid.
He said, what you know about 90s? I kind of pop.
He said, I lived through it twice, bitch. Can I make it to another one? How old are they supposed to get?
They cut his tail off and counted the rings, they said.
That's what you got to do. That's the only way to do it.
They said that's what it was.
Well, carbon dating?
Well, listen to this. He was transferred to the Bronx Zoo in 1929.
Oh,
I know. Is this like crazy to think about? Like,
he's like, you want to know about Manhattan before the towers got there? I've seen it.
you've never been to a speakeasy.
I was, how old was he at that point? He was like, oh my God, he was of legal drinking age.
He was
like
39.
30.
He was
oh my
39.
God. He was like, I was ready to retire in the 20s. Holy shit.
And then he went to Zoo Miami in 1981.
Oh,
Fierce
the
Miami
cocaine.
Vice.
Oh my God, I can't. He was like, everything was teal and blue and covered in white dust. It was great.
He's just like lived it. And then after all that, okay, so despite previous breeding attempts with multiple females, he had never successfully served a hatchling until now. He just like cannot like, he just has to keep upping his ante.
Well, yeah, he's like pretty bored. He's like, what are we going to do?
Isn't that crazy to live through all that and then be like, yeah, and I'll be a dad at 135?
That's crazy. Wait,
Yeah.
who was the lucky lady?
The mother,
Tina Turtle.
Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea. Oh, that's sweet.
Well, Sweet Pea is estimated to be between 85 and 100.
Okay.
They
Granny's getting it on.
And also fertile.
Yeah.
Like, you can get it on until you die, but like to be fertile?
Turtles are very, tortoises rather.
This is a
sorry.
yeah, and say her name, say his name, Tortoise.
Tortoises are very, very interesting in that
Well,
way.
she arrived at the former Crandon Park Zoo on Key Biscayne in 1960. So together the pair's combined age surpasses 200 years. That's a word count thing. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't. Why are you adding their ages together? That's like who
that's
cares?
that doesn't
They
make
were
sense.
alive. Yeah, they were alive at the same time. Like they don't each get to keep like what is our combined age?
Well, when you're okay, I don't know our combined age because you're 40 and I'm 37.
98.
So all this, what is Zoo Miami gonna do? What are they gonna do with this?
Got a hashtag trending?
Even worse, they apply to our arch enemy,
What?
the Guinness World Records.
Oh, of course they did.
Of course. What else are they gonna do? The PR team has to PR, and they're like, let's call Guinness, and then Guinness loved it. So they're in talks because Guinness needs like 18 years to do nothing. And
they've been really active. So I just saw somebody set a record for playing the steel drums for 31 hours.
It's ridiculous now. The Guinness, you know how I feel about them, guys. So the Guinness World Records, they're trying to get recognition for both the oldest first-time father in history and potentially the oldest first-time parents in history. I think it's her first time too, but they're not giving Sweet Pea enough credit.
No, she was the one who birthed.
Well, while both Goliath and Sweet Pea remain in good health and are on display at their public habitat, they are unaware of the hatchling.
What?
I know. So in line with natural behavior. So in the wild, Galapagos tortoise hatchlings receive no parental care after birth.
They're
Did
just
you
set
know
to-
that about a tortoise?
Well, I think they're born on a beach, right?
Yeah.
Tortoises don't go in the water.
Yeah, well,
Do they?
I don't know.
That's a sea turtle.
I'm just saying, like, the mom, like, she lays the eggs and she goes, peace and blessings, no protection. You
Fight for it,
out.
bitch. Fight for
Yeah,
it,
like,
bitch.
how
I
bad do you
did.
want it?
You want to know what it was like in 1820? I fought for it. The prohibition, I started it. I mean, ended it.
So the baby tortoise has been removed from the incubator and placed in a separate enclosure where it is active and healthy. So that's good. So this Father's Day will be extra special. This is a little delayed, sorry, at Zoo Miami as we not only celebrate Goliath's birthday, but we also celebrate how the stars have finally aligned to make him a father for the first time in his amazing 135-year-old life. And then Maggle says in a press release, he is an inspiration to never give up hope.
Yeah, I'm inspired, I guess.
I'm not literally inspired by any of this. I just think it's interesting, but the fact that he twisted that once again to get word count,
Yeah,
that's inspiring.
Something's suspicious with the author of this and the people behind it. Because, okay, so he's celebrating Father's Day, which we're a little late to the game now. Does he know he's a dad at this point in time?
They didn't tell him, and I think that's fucked up.
Don't you want to tell him before you tell Guinness?
I think I did see a photo of them together, but he just said they didn't tell him it was his baby.
Was it AI?
Oh, they could have just photoshopped together.
Or it could have been like some other one.
But this is good because Galapagos tortoises are like severely endangered. So to get like another generation, like we are securing another like Galapagos turtle for the next
200
century.
years.
So we're good. Like we're keeping them going. So congrats to that on Zoo Miami. Like, like as a kid, I saw this quote. It was like, As a kid, I loved zoos because I loved animals. And as an adult, I hate zoos because
Because
I
I
love
love
animals.
animals.
And actually, I was like, period. Like, it's sad because you want to go to the zoo, but then you're like, it's guilty. It's guilt city.
Yeah.
But Zoo Miami,
Congrats on the
congrats on
baby.
doing something that was productive. So, congrats on the baby.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little and we tell something to take a hike. You know what I want to tell to take a hike?
What?
Urinals that don't have dividers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to say it for a second. And I'm sorry to all of our lady listeners. But there are places, establishments,
So many.
far too many, in my opinion, that have urinals directly next to each other. A lot of them have like a little partition, but a lot of them do not. And you're standing about 6 inches away from a stranger and his 6 inches, you know? And I'm sorry, I don't
That
need
was,
to.
you didn't need to say that. That was crazy. And you knew what you were doing.
Baby, this is not Fire Island. Like, I do not need to be in the splash zone of a stranger. I've gotten twiddle dribbles on my Doc Martens before from someone standing next to me before. Like, sorry for the TMI, but this is why it's not just, about privacy, but it's self-preservation.
Yeah, and sanitation.
And you're telling me that in this day and age of June 2025 or July, what month is it? I don't even know, that we have facial recognition software that will open up
Where are you going
my
with this?
iPhone, but you can't drill a hole into a wall and use polycarbonate wood just to, have a little divider. I don't know. I feel like I'm not asking for a lot, am I?
No, and it's also interesting because I'm seeing like new establishments still not use them.
Why?
So it's not like an old timey like, oh, that's what it was. You peed in the trough. It's like Chicago Cubs.
No,
Their faces are loaded.
a very much stadium behavior where it's kind of like when you would have like a Sims expansion pack where you could do businesses or you could have a urinal and it's just like urinals on the entire room and there's like no privacy. I don't know how the people, some of the corners, you're like cheek to cheek. No Lady Gaga. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's gross. I think it's weird. I think it's spooky because then I'm just like facing a wall and we're both like very aware of how close we're standing to each other and I'm uncomfortable. I'm just not about it. And I hate it.
Yeah, it's gross and it needs to change. And I think we can do a sub petition. So there's like fill my hole and then there's fill my wall. And we can also mark them as hazards. The bathrooms that are like that as hazards.
We have to start an app similar to the one where the girl mapped out the places to poop. We just need like
I've used that app from New York. It's like Got to Go NYC. I've used that to poop at least 100 times since I lived in New York.
I love your enunciation of that.
Got to go.
You said we're getting the syllable count.
Got to go NYC. I'm trying to enunciate.
It's very nice. But yeah, we're gonna have to get that started. But I do fear nobody would log it because I don't think many straight men really care. But there's that. So I'm just asking the greater public for
awareness is important here. Thank you
for a gesture of modesty is all I'm asking. Just raising awareness where it matters most here in Camp Shady Birch. So spread the word and let's get those petitions fired up. So what are you telling to take a hike? I kind of have to pee now.
I want to talk about this homophobic lady at CVS who pissed me off this week.
Okay.
So I had to go to Providence to go to Savers to get some outfits for a photo thing I'm doing with Josh. And I brought Kira along. You guys know Kira. And she was like, fine, as long as I can go to CVS to buy my makeup. I'm like, why are you buying all your makeup at CVS? She said, stop asking stupid questions. I have coupons. So
she loves a coupon. She loves a Groupon.
She saved $14, but I'm like, would this have been cheaper at Sephora or like Ulta?
Yeah,
we don't know.
I think drugstore prices are kind of crazy.
I don't. When makeup though, it might be aligned. I don't know. Campers, let us know below. So we're shopping, and I was like, fine, I'll buy a lip liner. Fuck it. So I'm like, then she's looking, and I'm like, well, that's a pretty lipstick color. And you guys know I do like a light beat when I'm doing some videos. So I'm like, I'm going crazy. And one thing I love to do in a video is do a lash. I think when you put a lash on, the character really just transforms.
You've gotten so good at lashes.
Lash application?
Yeah, you're just literally lashing out left and right. And like, you're really good at it.
I prefer the brand Ardell Wispies.
Oh.
So those are the ones I like to go for.
Okay.
I think they're Ardell Wispies. The Wispies. You guys know. So the only thing that was weird about the CVS like makeup department was that only the eyelashes were locked up.
Because there's been an increase in criminal activity.
But the lipsticks weren't. No, lip liners weren't. The mascara wasn't. Nothing else was locked up. They were like on these little poles, and there was like a red tab that would let you like you couldn't take them off. You had to like unlock the little tab. It wasn't glass. Old school lockup.
Right. You can also just like rip the thing off. I've done that before.
I probably should have, but I felt like I should go get an assistant because it said get like assistants here. So and there's no little button thing. So I'm roaming through the store and there's one like employee and she's probably like 75 years old and she's so crotchety. And it's the blind leading the blind at this point because guess where I find the elderly woman?
Where?
With another elderly woman.
Oh.
And they are together at the Ferrero Rocher display. And they're buying discounted chocolate together. Okay. And the CVS associate is on her hands and knees pulling out these trays of chocolates from the back of this display for the other woman because they're on discount. Only old people are buying chocolate trays. They're obsessed. They love little treats.
I do love a Forever Michelle.
Yeah, but you're not buying them. I'm saying, who doesn't like one? But when was the last time you actually bought one?
Really just during the holidays.
In this woman, where she's buying one in June, so that just speaks to the culture of the elderly.
It's a little summer sugar.
So I go over and they're cutting it up together. And I'm standing there for like at least 2 minutes. And then I see them walk to the register and I was like, oh, excuse me, can I get some help when you're done? And she goes, I'm going to cash her out and then I'll help you. Where are you going to be? I said, by the eyelashes. She rolls her eyes.
Oh.
And then the other old lady who was making the purchase, she goes, what did she say? I wrote it down. She said, I earned my right to go first. Bitch, who said you didn't? I said, and then I said, after you, queen, I wasn't being rude. You're the only associate, and I'm just letting you know that I need help after you're done. I'm being patient. I'm not in a rush. I'm literally not in a rush. I don't care. Like, take as long as you need. But like, it's that instant, like, oh, I earned this. Why? Because you aged? Like, I don't care, girl. Collect your Social Security that I'm paying into. Do what you got to do. The elderly as a whole, they pissed me off. You guys know that about me. Like, I just can't deal with them. They're just so entitled.
Oh my God.
And it's like,
she should meet the tortoise because the tortoise would have some words.
And that wasn't, and at that point, I wasn't even that enraged because of what happens next. That now I'm more mad, right?
Okay.
So I go by, the
Wispies. You're like standing there, your arms are crossed. You're just listening to Carly Rae Jepsen.
Well, I'm not mad at this point because I don't think anything's gone wrong yet. Kira at this point was doing self-checkout. So she's taking like an hour and a half because she's got like 17 coupons to scan in. So she's at self-checkout and right next to her is now
normal checkout.
Is now old woman 1, old woman 2. So now they're talking shit about me in front of Kira. And they didn't know we were together. And then the old woman looks at Kira and like kind of like, she just wants to talk shit about me to everybody. And she goes, I just don't understand why he needs fake eyelashes that bad. And to know Kira is to know that
she will rough a bitch up. She said, I do not discriminate against age. I will curb stomp a bitch.
She goes, I don't know why you're talking crazy like that. That's my friend. Why would you say that about him? Why would you talk about that?
Kira's like full chest. Like
full chest out. Like, why are you speaking like that about him? You don't know him like that.
Like, speak.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Old lady clams up. Ferrero Rocher about to hear her life alert. She's so fucking good. Doesn't say anything, right? And then at that point, I do hear another sales associate come off a break. This other guy, really nice. And she asked him to help me because now she won't come over because now she's scared. So then he helps me. He's really nice. I get my lashes and I go to check out. And then Kira started telling me this. And now at this point, the old lady is hiding behind the counter. And Kira is shouting so loud about what happened. She's like, she was talking shit about you, but she didn't know that I knew you. And like Kira's like making a scene. And the old lady is like, cowering.
How she needed to learn a lesson. She needed to learn a lesson.
But I'm like, Kira, stop, because Kira, like, she takes it too far.
She always does.
She like, that's why you need a friend like Kira, because she will defend your honor when you're not around.
Yeah.
But she was, and then I got involved. And because I'm like, where is she now? Because now you have something to say? So I walked out. I said, oh, not the old lady texting behind the counter on her shift. She was on her phone.
Oh my God, not her jitterbug.
I'm like, seriously? And it's like, I know I'm being bad. Like, I know, but like, I don't care. Like, the thing is, like,
she started it.
It's always the elderly who demand respect but won't give it.
Yeah, not everybody.
No, it's
not. Because there are real cuties, real sweeties.
But I'm saying anyone who's worked in customer service, you know that like it's not like you can't say everybody, but like if it's 90% of the time, let me generalize. Like I just can't. Like
Especially old people with gay people, they're like, I just don't get it.
yeah, that's what she was saying. Like why does he? I just don't understand. I'm like, no, I know what you're saying, so say it.
Right. So
Let's just
say
say
it.
it.
Also, like, let's rewind to the time when you were in high school and you were dating a boy who said that he was, he had a purity ring. Let's see where he ended up at, because I'm pretty sure he was gay. We've been around, babes, forever.
Yeah. It was just so funny that the beef started at the Ferrero Rocher chocolate sharing station. Cause like, that's so old lady.
Where was this at, CVS?
Yeah, CVS.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it didn't have anything against CVS.
No, it was just that
Yeah,
one
that's
lady in
just the
particular.
location. Yeah. I have no problem with CVS. And I like perusing a drugstore. There's a lot of things to look at. There's always like a weird display of plushies with big eyes.
I found shortly after we met, oh my God, Kindle. After we met Kindle, the paracaw,
Cockatoo.
the cockatoo. In last week's episode or 2 episodes ago, however many ago it was, I did find a foldable cane for an elderly person, and it was cheetah print.
Oh, beat a bitch on the go.
And I think that's nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Adam Rippon, and this is Intrusive Thoughts, the podcast where I finally say the stuff out loud that's been living rent-free in my head for years. From dumb decisions to awkward moments I probably should have kept to myself, nothing's off limits. Yes, I'm talking about the time I lost my phone mid-flight and still haven't truly emotionally recovered from that. There might be too many sound effects. I've been told to chill. Will I? Unclear. But if you've ever laid awake at night cringing at something you said 5 years ago, congratulations, you found your people. Intrusive Thoughts with Adam Rippon is available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. Leaving the homophobic lady at CVS in the past and stepping into light and love with our crush of the week. Who gets the gold star? Who are we snogging? Who are we loving? Jonathan, who's your crush of the week?
Just a mere few hours after the CVS debacle with the old lady, which we are leaving in the past, you came and you picked me up and you said, get in, loser. We're going to trivia night. So I'm crushing on trivia night. I have been telling you that I wanted to go to a trivia night for so long. And you were like, bitch, not only are we going to a trivia night, but we're going to something right up your alley, which is 90s and early 2000s Nickelodeon trivia.
You were made for this category. Like, you were made for it.
Oh my God, and it came down to the double dare and I had to go head to head in front of the entire restaurant. That was crazy, but I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so we roll up, it's you, me, and Kira, and we have to pick our team names. And like, we're trying to think of something, like we were gonna go with the Slime Me Daddies or like Slime Me, but it was requested by the
hostess.
The hostess, thank you, that we kept it clean. So we went with the Cynthias, which I think is nice.
I think it was boring, but that's just me.
We'll pipe up. Like what?
I said Slime Me Daddy, and you guys wouldn't let me put it.
Well,
She never said it was inappropriate. We just determined that she would think it was inappropriate. It could have been fine. We were at a bar.
That's true.
We're at a bar. I can't say Slime Me Daddy in a bar. If you can't say Slime Me Daddy in a bar, where can you say it? What do you mean?
Okay, so a reason I love trivia night is because it's like, it's low stakes, but it's high intensity. You know?
Well, and I had been drinking all day.
And I didn't even know what we were playing for. Was it a gift card? Probably a gift card. I didn't care.
Bar hopped all day that day and just like drink here, snack here. So I was feeling goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the only place where I can feel like intellectual while downing a beer and housing some mozzarella sticks as well. But okay, so the questions were weird. The crowd was bad. Do
Jonathan,
you agree?
have you been to a trivia night?
There was...
No, answer the question.
We could have benefited from some music and somebody like wooing. She read I was stone cold sober and she read the instructions and there were like drunk people who were just like, I've seen more liveliness in a CVS pharmacy.
I do fear that a lot of trivia nights that I've been to kind of draw a crowd that's like, they're there for the game only. They're not there for the vibes. Like they're having a Diet Coke. It's like you don't have to. I'm not saying you have to drink at trivia night, but like we are in a bar. Where's the bar antics? These are people who don't ever go to this bar, but they saw that there's 90s trivia and they're like, I want to play this game.
Yeah, it
So I
was
think
like
you were missing the vibes because like trivia people typically don't bring the largest kind of like.
vibes. Okay,
I don't
well,
think so.
campers,
I'm being honest.
this is what we need to do. Everybody needs to find your local trivia night, and you need to bring
The rowdy.
the vibes.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to get on a table, Piper Bravo.
We
and
definitely
like
needed music in the background for her to just be kind of rattling off questions. And it was like basically like
yes. Like the basketball game sneakers squeaking in the distance. It was quiet.
Wait,
it
so
was
then
quiet. It
tell
was
them what I did.
timid. Wait, what did you do?
because it was so low energy.
Oh, you started barking?
Well, I was just screaming. Like I was shouting things, but I like to do this thing where I'm in public and I shout something like just so like I don't how do I do it?
You're like, got it.
Yeah, I go,
And then you duck your head
"Help!"
down.
and I like go around like who did that? Just because I need to like I don't know do
Get it
something.
out?
I have to get it out.
You're stimming, I think.
But that wasn't what I was gonna say. But I'll let you keep going with the story.
No, what were you gonna say?
Wait, when we tied for the first round.
Oh, yeah. The questions were hard. And I didn't think we were going to get in the top because everybody was acting like they knew it all and they had to have like complete silence.
Wait, so then she goes, we have a tie for first place for round 1. And she announces the other team and it's like the Wombats, boring. And then she goes, and tied for first place, the Cynthias. I literally
Oh my God, we screamed.
No, I screamed. No one else screamed. It was
Kira
just
did, and I jumped out of my seat.
I screamed so loud and I put my head down because I was so scared. Because once again, it was like basketball sneakerville on there, like no one was speaking. So like my reaction was over the top. Also, every single answer we got correct was Jonathan. And the one time I said, oh, I know this for a fact, it was wrong.
Okay, and the question that he was so confident in was the one show that I didn't watch, which was Avatar: The Last Airbender. And you were so gung-ho. The question was, what did Aang have the hardest time mastering? What element? And you were like, it's Earth. It's got to be Earth.
No, it was
and if she says,
no, it was
oh,
Earth,
sorry.
and I said it was fire.
It's fire. It's got to be fire. And if she says blood work, I'm asking for a recount. And it was
in
neither.
one episode, he learns how to blood bend.
What's that?
You can basically like imagine what a waterbender does with someone's blood. So imagine being like 11 years old and seeing that concept introduced on a show like that. Not only was it like satanic and scary, it also felt like, oh my God, of course he can. He
Can
can
he
bend
control
water.
people?
Like water, but then you're someone's blood in their body. It's like really sinister.
But what can you do with the blood in the
You
body?
can kill somebody instantly.
Avada Kedavra.
Like basically, how dark is that?
Oh my God, that's like Nickelodeon. What were you doing?
I know. So that's why it was so memorable. I was
It's
like,
a
oh
highly
God.
praised show, though.
Yeah, and you never saw it. So
I've never seen it, but I do know the
So
big water
good.
buffalo. What's his name? Angus?
Appa.
Appa. Cute. He's so cute.
He's so cute.
Okay, so if you guys are gonna go and do some trivia, I love a good team name, and I'm gonna shout out just a couple that you are free to use. I'm giving you permission right now. If you are looking for something, don't be the Wombats and don't be the Cynthias. Like, actually, the Cynthias is kind of like, I kind of like,
I
it's
think
like
you're
the
convincing
Donnas.
yourself. It didn't feel like an instant, oh my God, yes. Which that's what I didn't like about it.
No, because I would have loved to go like full. And here's the thing is I have done this before in 2017 and I do deeply regret it, that I came up with a name that was like kind of towing the line and the bar did not react well. And it was a packed house. And I was like, ooh, okay. So I can't be like X-rated here. Noted. And then
What was it?
I'm not going to say it on the mic because I'm just so embarrassed. And so here are some names that I think are like fun.
Boring.
The Trivia Newton-Johns.
That's cute.
The Smartinis.
That's cute.
Okay. Control Alt Elite. So clever. The Brusual Suspects. That's like so bro. Like if it's like a group of 3 and you always go to this bar and everybody's like, oh, here come the Brusual Suspects. I think that's cute and clever. I would never use it. But you have my
What bar are you
permission.
going to where a group of grown men is sitting down and another group of grown men goes, here are the Brusual Suspects?
Applebee's. PB and KY jelly.
Ew.
Well, because it's like peanut butter and jelly. And like when you write it down, it's 2 letters and 2 letters. It's kind of, I don't know, clever. Sticking in the letter stanza here, we have E equals MC Hammer. Now that's just kind of a pun, but you can totally use that too. And that's all I got for you from Trivia Corner. I'm feeling like a gamer. I feel like a gamer girl.
We didn't win the tiebreaker, and then she was going over the answers and she put the mic to her mouth and I said an answer that we got right and she said, "Oh, that's wrong. I misread your
So we
paper."
should
So
have
we should have never been in the
never.
tiebreaker. And that was really awkward, you guys, because I think everyone was thinking like, how did they get to the tiebreaker if they got that one wrong by accident?
And I could have won, but I didn't. Because the question that I lost to was the first one, neither of us knew. I don't even know what it was. The second one was what actress from all that was also in Good Burger. And I was under so much pressure and one full PBR pounder at this point that I wanted it to be over. I didn't want to stand up there any longer because it had already been 2 minutes. And the guy was not geeking with me. I was like, good game, right? He was not having it. So I wrote down Carmen Electra. I panicked.
She laughed though.
She laughed. He didn't. He was like, it's Lori Beth Dimberg, you idiot. I'm like, okay, Connie Mondoon. Sorry. I didn't realize. But it does make sense. And now I do know. And I should have known better. But
You
I'm sorry.
tried. Well, you were doing more than any of us were.
Can you imagine if I would have won that and then she would have came over to you because she would have done it regardless and asked you the same question and then you would have got it wrong?
Thank God you got that wrong. Thank God.
Oh my God, there would have been
A recount, an uproar. We would have had to leave.
we would have had to leave. Oh my God, that would have been a tragedy. So crazy. Okay, so what are you crushing on?
During Pride Month, I'm crushing on a gay bar pour. No one will serve you a stronger drink than a gay bar across America. This has been tested from sea to shining she, right?
She to shining, it's daddyissues.com.
Any gay bar I go to, I get the strongest drink of my life. And then you go to like some sort of like cool hipster bar in your city and they're charging you $18 and I'm like, all I'm tasting is like, I don't know, like some sort of strawberry like vermouth foam and it's not good.
And I'm paying an extra $11 for you to smoke panto salo in the smoked glass. No.
I'm like, I don't care that this glass was thrifted. I don't care. I'm not here for that. But a gay bar, they're going to give you a small glass that's 90% vodka with a splash of Sprite, and they're going to say $4.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it classy for the most part.
Yeah, there's a bar that I like to go to in Providence called Stable, and Stable is like that. Hey, it's stable in
They
that
said,
sense.
babes, come through. You're gonna leave unstable. I will tell you that much.
When I went with Kira, she got a drink, but I chose not to get a mixed drink because I knew it was going to happen. I was like, I have a drive. I'm going to switch to a beer.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't because Kira took one sip of hers and she doesn't wince at anything. And she goes, that was a lot. That was a lot. One time we were there and we drank too much and we were like, we have to leave. We have to go eat food. Like, we're too drunk. And the bartender, his name is Mike, he was like, you're not leaving. He's like, we have food here. And then he pulls out a giant plastic container of like party mix peanuts and like,
That's where that happened.
yeah. And he goes, eat this. And it was stale. And then he was telling me at the same time, this was when I was first starting on TikTok, that his account got banned because he hit a turkey on the highway and the turkey went through his windshield.
And he showed it.
And he posted a video of that going on. And TikTok was like, you're absolutely banned. And he was heartbroken. And he was trying to get me to help him. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like,
I'm sorry, but that's not, you can't do that.
but that bar has a lot of memories for me.
So is it stable as in like a horse stable?
Yes.
Oh, is it country themed?
No, but there's like horse rings on the wall. And they're
Oh,
playing
that's-
Kim Petras videos.
Classic. You FaceTimed me and what was the song they were playing? It was Jessie J.
Yeah, of course.
Domino. However that goes. Whatever that means. No, I love a gay bar. A gay par? Hello, I haven't been drinking. A gay bar pour.
Get wasted this weekend.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs. If you're a new camper here, hello, welcome. Every song we have ever talked about, you can listen to for free with your ugly friends. That playlist will be linked in the video description or the episode description, wherever you are consuming this content. Okay, so what song has been stuck in my head all week? I've literally just been like mumbling this chorus to myself all day, and then you started mumbling it. And that song is Cantissimo by Marina, formerly known as Marina and the Diamonds.
Cantissima.
I love this song. So Marina and the Diamonds just came out with her new album. And I gotta be honest, I've been like kind of bored by her since like 2013.
You talk so much shit about her all the time. I'm always like, leave her alone.
I don't know how she is as a person. I'm not talking shit about her as a person. Like, I'm sure she's lovely. But Electra Heart, which was one of her albums back in like 2012, I believe, was such a bop after bop. Absolutely no skips. Like, I felt so fed in that. Like, that was my first year of college. And I just remember it so vividly. That was Prima Donna girl. So this is like part 2 to that. The whole album itself, in my opinion, is very much like Electra Heart.
Classic Marina.
And the music video for this. So Electra Heart, back in the day, she would have a little heart drawn under her eye. And that was like her little like character. And now in the music video for this song, she has a star under her eye. I'm like, oh, she's grown and she has like the same bleach blonde hair and she looks so fantastic. And it's just so catchy. And she
Tumblr's back, baby.
Tumblr is so back. And she had a billboard for this song before it came out and it just said Cantissimo. And everybody was like, what is happening? What's going on, girl? You put this in like the Lower East Side and LA? That's nuts. But yeah, the song is great. I love Marina. You know, she unfollowed Lana.
Yeah, they're always beefing. Marina, that's the problem with Marina. I don't know her like that, but Marina's always beefing with the girls. She always has a problem with somebody.
And I fear
when people always have a problem with somebody, it's like guys, that's a life lesson. That person is the problem.
And that could be true. I don't know her personally, but that was kind of a conclusion that I was thinking in my head, but I didn't want to say out loud.
I did it.
Yeah, she had beef with oh my God,
Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX, Azalea Banks, but who hasn't?
Yeah, who hasn't beef with her?
I had beef with Azalea Banks, please. Yeah, she did have beef with a lot of people. She like unfollowed Lana and then followed her again and then unfollowed her again in like 2020 or 2021. It's been a roller coaster for sure. But one thing I didn't know about Marina was that she lied to audition for a music program at the University of East London, despite having no formal training or being credible to get in. They loved her raw talent. They said, "You're in, babes." She gets in and she goes, "Actually, I fucking hate it here." And she left and she learned how to make music on GarageBand.
Amazing. Hey, self-taught.
Yeah, and it worked for her. It did. But yeah, that song is Cantissimo by Marina.
I thought it was Cantissima.
Cantissimo.
You're right. It is Mo.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the song that I've got stuck in my head. What have you got?
So I was driving to Providence yesterday to pick up film equipment, and I had my phone on shuffle, and I heard a classic, one of my favorite songs of all time. And I love hearing the song alone in the car because I can really go for it.
Can you tell me who it's by? I want to guess.
The Fray.
How to Save a Life?
No, I already did that song on here.
Oh, what is it?
Over My Head, Cable Car.
Oh.
The reason why I like to sing it alone is because I do wholeheartedly believe that that is my vocal range to a T. The way that I'm not thinking about that for karaoke is crazy because that I would sound good doing it.
And people would love that.
Everyone knows it. And I think How to Save a Life is the runaway hit, obviously. But for me, Over My Head was the first introduction to the Fray back in 2005 when I was 10 years old. And being like, this speaks to me on a sonically like level. Like I can relate, even though I was 10 years old, like relax, like you're good. And I'm like, no, you have no idea. Like this is about my life. I'm like, relax, it's not. But I was screaming it in the car. And I was listening to like music at such a low level and like thinking to myself the whole ride. And 20 minutes in that came on, I was like, crank it up.
You gotta take the musical vibe.
So there's some couple interesting facts about it. So the song sold over 2 million digital downloads in the United States and was certified 2 times platinum. Who cares? The song was the 5th most downloaded.
That's actually really impressive, but go off.
Yeah, but it's like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not juice. But the song was the 5th most downloaded single of 2006 and was ranked number 13 on the Hot 100 singles of 2006. It was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals in 2006, but lost to
Shakira.
My Humps, Black Eyed Peas.
Oh.
Stiff competition. And what year was that, you guys?
2006.
What did I say about that? The best year for music ever.
Truly, something was electric in the airwaves.
It's like, you can't beat My Humps. It's like, I love the Fray, but like, I can understand.
My Lovely Lady Lumps.
Check them out. So, you
Wait,
guys.
Can you sing a bit? Because I'm like trying to sing it in my head, but I keep getting
Everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head, with 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on your mind. Everyone.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You don't ask me to sing it then.
No, I just had to because I kept getting the 2 a.m. and she calls
No, but
me
that's not
'cause
even-
I'm
that's-
silly. She
that's
says something
not-
about a cable car.
That's not.
Life's like an hourglass glued to
Oh,
the
so now
table.
I forgot. You can sing. I can't. Got it.
Correct. Just remember it next time.
So when I talked about this on the podcast a while ago, a lot of you reached out and you're like, we're big fray heads. We're big fray heads. Oh, no, I made a video about it on TikTok. I did how to save a life in the snow.
What's the freedom called? The fringes?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because it's like string phrase and it's fringy.
So when I made that big video, like it went pretty viral this winter when I was in the snow, and I made you walk in the snow backwards, recording me with the flash on 4 times.
More than 4.
It was worth it though. The video did well.
Yeah.
And I still got likes on it. Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
You're
You know it came out great.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, Zach, they're on tour again. They're on tour again. No, they're not. They're not. They are, but they're not. And I want everyone's opinion about this. So they're touring without the lead singer, Isaac Slade.
Where is he?
He left in 2022.
For what purpose?
He stepped down after 2 decades with the band. He says he indicated, reportedly due to personal and mental health reasons.
Oh, give him a break.
And he indicated that he'd been planning his exit for a few years. So
him a break.
now they're touring with a guy named Joe King.
You're joking.
Joe King.
You're joking.
But the tour is like, oh, like the fray is back. But no, it's not because it's Joe. I don't know who this man is. So people were like, oh, are you going on? They're on tour right now. And everyone's like, Zach, are you going? And I'm like, no, because it's not him. And everyone's like, but it's still the fray. I'm like, it's a cover band? What do you, I think, to me, it's not the fray anymore. What does everyone else think?
I do understand. I think it's a big deal when the lead singer steps down because Paramore's not the same Paramore, babe. You know that?
But if Hayley Williams is there, babe, that's all I care about.
Right.
And
That's
make
what I'm
me a bad
saying.
person, call me the villain. But I think if the lead singer leaves, the band
lead
is
sing-
over.
I completely validate that. Because they did that with Queen.
But
and
at
they
least Freddie
replaced him.
Mercury died, not at least, but you know what I mean. Like there was a reason.
No,
and
I
Adam
understand
Lambert
what you're
could
saying.
do it, and you knew that going into it. But I feel like people don't. Oh, this is bad, but I feel like people don't really know Isaac Slade.
I don't know him.
So I don't know if the untrained eye would realize.
But also, I couldn't name another frame member, but I can sing along to the songs, and I would like love to see them live. But I do understand what you're saying. It's
I don't
like,
think they're pricing it as a cover band.
but babe, it technically is the same band with one different member, but that one different member was like 98% of the vibe.
The voice
of
is
everything.
different. The voice is different.
This is the voice. I agree. That is a
No.
very interesting. Campers, let us know.
I know. Would you see it?
Yeah,
And
'cause
did you
we
see
need
it?
to. We should price accordingly. What do we know? What else Ethan Slater did? What's his
Joe
name?
King? I don't know. Where is he from? And he also didn't win the Grammy in 2006, I'm assuming.
You're joking.
Double homicide.
Yikes. Okay.
That's all I got.
Thank you guys so much for listening to us yap it up here in our new studio, which will be having a makeover soon, we promise. But if you enjoyed the show, please give it a 5-star rating and review anywhere that you can. It helps us up. Hello? It helps us out. There we go. On the back end. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. We'll see you forever. And with that being said,
Lights out, campers.